Hello again and welcome back. Doing something a little bit different here, having a discussion about The Walking Dead. We're both fans of The Walking Dead. We've watched all of their seasons up to date, and there are some things about The Walking Dead that, quite frankly, don't make any freaking sense. They just don't. But we love it anyway. We still watch the show.
Yeah.
But there are some things that just, don't make any sense about the show. And we just wanted to run that down and talk about it. First of all, nobody wears any protection. After all this time, you would think that people would wear some protection. The only one I've ever seen is that one guy who worked for the governor, and he had that jacket that he covered with duct tape.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Some of the people from Ezekiel's camp, I can't remember, the kingdom. They wore the like the BMX biker outfits.
Yeah, which
that was because the arms and the neck was still exposed, but they had a little something. I guess it was an attempt.
It still doesn't cover vital areas. But I mean, after all this time, you've been dealing with walkers for years. You think you would, almost everybody gets bit either on the shoulder, the face, or the forearm.
Carl got bit on the stomach.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. But but the average vital areas that people normally get bit, you think you would cover that up by now, but they don't.
Yeah.
The second one is, if people are all carriers, because they established that in the first season when they went to the CDC, if everyone's a carrier, how can you be turned by a bite? If you have rabies and a raccoon with rabies bites you, you're not getting double rabies.
It just amplifies it.
I guess so.
It makes it come out because it's laying down dormant right now.
Yeah, I guess.
So when you get bite, it awakens it.
If somebody turns from dying, I get that. But getting turned from a bite shouldn't work unless you're not a carrier.
Yeah.
So how, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to further tie in with that, if it's a fluid transfer thing or something like that, if it's reintroduced into your bloodstream, but that doesn't explain Abraham. You remember that once? Oh God, which one was it? It was before they got to Alexandria, and Sasha was having her little nervous breakdown, and they formed a gauntlet on the bridge to push them off, and Sasha got carried away and started slicing, and she cut clean through some walker's head, and it sliced halfway through Abraham's arm. Remember?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
But
it's the fluid from the walker was on the blade and went into him because it went through the cut.
Yeah.
So he should have technically been turned if you can be turned by a bite. But what were you saying?
No, I was going to say with fluid, they always smashing and beating people with like bats and stuff, and the blood flies up in their face and
it's
mouth
getting in your eyes and your mouth. Still a fluid transfer. Yeah, so that should count.
Yeah.
Which is actually our third point. If people are turned from bites, why aren't they turned from fluid contact? And that just all ties in. We got a little ahead of ourselves. But yeah, why aren't they turned from fluid contact? They get splashed with this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
If you can get a fever from a sneeze, you should be turned into why is it you're not turned into a walker from having their guts splattered all over you? It doesn't make sense. Main characters, number 4. Main characters routinely skip opportunities to take the initiative. Obviously, human contact is far more dangerous than walker contact. At least the walkers, you know who your enemy is, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
The governor, Negan, lots of other characters, there's been multiple opportunities to just nip things in the bud, and they don't do it.
Well, you got to drag the series out.
Pretty much, it's a plot point. If Sean, no, not Sean, what was his name? Shane, there you go. If Shane was still alive, that wouldn't happen. Shane would have killed the governor in the meeting. He's the Punisher now.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job. The Punisher's a good series.
Yeah.
But they never take the initiative, they always drag things out. Or even when they were having trouble with Negan in the beginning, when they were trying to take Maggie to the hilltop because she was having pregnancy issues. That first group, there was only 8 of them, and Abraham's like, "Oh, what do you want to do here, boss?" They could have taken those guys and moved on, and there would be less people in Negan's camp. But they kept doubling back and turning around. At every road they went to, there was twice as many people until they got to one that had like 50 people standing there. They don't take the initiative.
Yeah.
They haven't learned. Number 5. Walkers are able to make monstrously strong bites. I promise you, real people cannot bite that freaking hard. I'm not going to walk up to you and put my teeth in your shoulder and tear a chunk of meat out like that and just walk away with it that easy. It is not that hard. Have you ever seen photographs of actual human bites? Most of the time, it doesn't even penetrate the skin.
Oh, you can penetrate.
Well, you know what I mean. It's like you can see the indentations, but not so hard that you're going to rip a chunk out of somebody. It's not that simple. But
they
these
got
things,
strong jaws.
Apparently, for these decrepit, fallen apart creatures, they should not be able to bite so hard. I don't get it. Number 6. Decrepit, dehydrated, falling to pieces walkers are able to overpower people.
Yeah, that is.
There's nothing left of these things, and they're just kind of slouching along and walking on broken legs and bones sticking out all over the place and meat falling off of them. I remember this one where she was in the sewer under Alexandria, and she's holding the guy back, and all his skin and muscle peels off in her hands. Her hand went like right through him.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is this walking like putrid mess overpowering a person? It makes no sense.
Yeah, because you see some of them are literally cut in half.
Yeah.
So you only have like from the waist up, and they're still walking on their hands.
Or crawling, and they grab someone's ankle and pull them down, and like, no, please.
Yeah, that is.
It's just not possible. They should be incredibly weak.
They should be, but not on TV.
No, not on TV. Number 7, the girls are always fresh. They're always country fresh. Like makeup's all done and their hair's did. And their clothes are clean. They look like they're out at the mall, except for Carol. Carol always looks like a hot mess.
No, she does.
She does. Carol's sweaty and grimy and dirty.
Carol does some work.
Yeah, Carol's like the female version of Daryl. Which rhymes, but every other female on the show, it's like Project Runway, and it doesn't make any sense. How are you? Who's doing your hair in the apocalypse? Where'd you get the fake eyelashes from? Makeup is the least of your worries.
You still need to look good during the apocalypse.
Okay, tell that to Daryl. I don't know.
When I was in Afghanistan, this girl used to wear makeup. All the girls, they didn't wear makeup.
It wouldn't make sense.
No, I mean,
They're
for
in a combat
what?
zone.
But not this girl. She got her makeup. Somebody sent her makeup, and she put it on every day.
Yeah, I guess you got to look good in case you get captured.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty.
The Taliban might get her, and she want to look good for that.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Number 8. This is one that really drives me nuts.
I know.
The knives glide right in. Have you ever? I don't know if anybody has any experience with getting stabbed or stabbing. You don't just walk up to somebody and go.
Yeah,
like
they always put the knife to your head, and then they take the other hand and just push it in.
Press it in, and then it comes right back out again.
Yeah.
And if you stab that deep, that knife is not coming out. I'll just tell you right now, it is not that easy to penetrate a body with a knife, especially bone. You're dealing with a skull.
They do the head.
You'd have to slam into that skull pretty hard.
And that skull is going to chip the end of that knife.
Yeah, to punch it all the way to the end of the hilt.
Yeah.
and then it's not going to come out that easy. And like she said, you know, unless you've got a really high quality knife, that tip's probably going to bend or chip off. It is
Yeah.
not so
But
simple.
that's the apocalypse knife.
Apocalypse knife.
Yeah.
It's made out.
The zombie knife.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to
Guaranteed.
glide right in on your money back.
And it comes right back. And also, if you don't have a good hilt on your knife, it will, when you hit something hard with it, it'll slide up your hand and you're going to slice the inside of your hand or your fingers.
That's how a lot of people get caught when they stab somebody to death.
Yeah, it is. When you stab someone and it'll cut you.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing. You know, most knives are not designed to actually stab. I have experience with this. That's why I'm talking about it. But most knives are not made for stabbing. But
you got to get that zombie knife.
Zombie knife.
Designed for zombies.
Number 9, and we kind of touched on this a little bit. Walkers are still able to function beyond the limits of human anatomy. They just keep going and keep going. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Unless walkers are somehow supernatural. But like for example, they've had a couple of times somebody had a broken neck.
Oh yeah.
And then they're up walking and they're walking around like this. And it's like if your neck is broken, the nerves are cut.
They're dead.
Did they heal?
They're dead.
Yeah, they're dead, but yeah, the nerves are dead. But did they reconnect somehow that we don't know about? Because it seems to me that you should have just a body laying there and just maybe the head is able to move or the mouth is still opening and closing because, you know, walker heads still function. But the body shouldn't work if the neck's been broken.
I don't know. I think you put too much thought into it. This is TV show.
This is stuff that people think about.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Come on, tell me.
I do not think about it because it's a TV show. You know it's fake anyway.
Yeah, I know, but
so it's like
you like to imagine that there's some reality to it because
not
it helps you to
a show about zombies.
Oh, come on. And the next thing is number 10. What causes the walker epidemic to begin with? It's never been explained.
A lot of people said that the blue meth that what's his name been cooking on
Walter White.
Yeah, Walter from Breaking Bad
is responsible for it. That's a theory that a lot of people have thrown around. It's that blue meth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
but they kind of they didn't. The guy from CDC explained what happens. But they never explained what caused it.
Yeah. What was the effect? What started the whole thing and how did it spread? But also, and that ties in with the thing that I just said, because a lot of what the walkers are capable of make no sense unless it's supernatural somehow.
Yeah.
Because the anatomy just doesn't fly.
Yeah, because even in Fear the Walking Dead, they didn't explain it. It kind of just started.
Yeah.
They never, and I've watched a couple of zombie TV shows and movies. It's never explained what happened. It's always
rarely.
It just starts. You know, it's like we don't know how this can happen, but here you go. Let's just jump right into it. We'll skip the explanation.
The original one from Night of the Living Dead, I don't think they even ever explained it.
No, I don't think. I don't remember them. It just started. You know, it was like, hell, here you go. So I guess people can't figure out what would start it. So it's like, don't even bother because the viewers wouldn't care anyway.
Well, you know, the closest thing that makes any sense would be rabies.
Yeah. Now on that show, 28 Days movie, the movie 28 Days, excuse me, it was like a zombie apocalypse, but it was rabies that caused the outbreak.
That's the closest disease to being a zombie because you kind of end up that way, but you die after a few days from dehydration.
Yeah, or if you take the bath salts.
Yeah, I don't know.
That bath salt, when they had that little
reaction. Yeah,
but still, your actions are that of a zombie. If you remember from a couple of years ago, when a bunch of people in Florida had it, and they were running around naked, biting up on people.
Yeah. And, you know, I got one more. I'll throw one more in there. You make it number 11. The fact that a walker can sneak up on anybody. How many times has somebody been wiped out on the show? They surprise kill someone. And it's because out of nowhere, a walker just kind of fell on them, or like they turn a corner and there's like 50 walkers there and they get overpowered.
Yeah.
And it's like, how? Man, they make so much freaking noise. They make so much noise and they drag themselves around all day long. And suddenly, oh God, a walker! And they tear a chunk out of your arm, or they rip a hole in your face. And it just doesn't make any sense how they can sneak up on you. That's how that one guy died in the house. The little kid bit his arm.
Oh, and I liked him, Tyreese.
Tyreese. I like Tyreese. I like Tyreese. And then out of nowhere, a kid comes flying through the room and
bit him on his arm.
Bites his arm. And I'm like, come on. You didn't hear that?
That was a bad death. I mean, he could have went out a little better than that.
Especially after that one scene where he was surrounded on the highway.
And he beat him all with that
on the highway, and he escaped.
Mm-hmm.
But then a little kid zombie bites his arm off.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, we love the show anyways.
Yeah.
That's just a little nitpicking on our part.
On your
because
part.
Whatever.
Because I just watched the show.
Yeah, you be thinking this stuff too.
No, I don't. Because I know it's not real. I just watched the show.
No, it's not real, but you try. Anyway, what do you think? Do any of those points touch a nerve? You can let us know in the comment section down below. Or if you have any other ideas, if there was any that we think we missed, you can also put it down below somewhere, and we will try to respond. Please do like, share, and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not already, please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And please check out some of our other content. Remember, the more of you there are, the more that we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.